Hello guys, how are you doing? Marcos Rodelo here in F1 Visual Analysis channel, and I don't know if you checked out last week we have made an analysis of the overtaking in British Grand Prix of Lewis Hamilton over Max Verstappen. We made that analysis, and there were a lot of comments, and most saying that I was not fair enough. I was partial in the analysis, and well, I watched a lot the analysis that I have made, and you know what? You are right. You guys that really comment on the video that there was something. It was not complete, the analysis. You were really right. You are right. Okay, so I got the video from the race and I watched it over and over again. The overtakes, all the race, the overtakes with Hamilton and Leclerc, to compare them both, and that's what we're going to do here in this video. We're going to compare those overtakings, and also to understand the situation, what was in each one mind there in the car, Hamilton and Verstappen, and to see what was on the table in the moment that they took that decision. Lewis Hamilton in the overtaking, and Max in protecting his place, of course. So let's do it. First of all, one day before, in Saturday, we had the sprint qualification. For the first time, I believe it was a good thing. I enjoyed a lot that sprint qualification. I was expecting a bit more changes in the position. They were maybe crazier, but it was a good experience. I really have enjoyed that. So in that moment, after the sprint qualification, Lewis Hamilton knew that he could not be in second place on Sunday because he would stuck there all the race. That was very clear. He wouldn't be able to overtake Verstappen. They would have to think about some another solution. Okay, he was going to start the race in second anyway, and Verstappen in the first position, in pole position, and that's how it went. So Sunday, the race starts. Right in the beginning, you can check that Lewis had a better traction and get side by side with Verstappen in the first corner in Abbey. In that moment, Hamilton, it's inside the turn, right inside, and Verstappen out. And that went good to Verstappen, very good, because he's right in front of Hamilton again, and they keep going, and then Verstappen always in front. And in Brooklyn it happened again, but right now Hamilton is outside and Verstappen inside, and Hamilton let the space for Verstappen. He used it well and went in front of Hamilton again, and they went crazy, and Hamilton trying to not lose that position because he needs to pass Verstappen, to overtake Verstappen right in that moment, because later it will be very difficult to do. Plus, he was in front of his crowd. He was in his home place, so he had to show them that he was not dead. He was in the game. He was there fighting, and that's what he did. Okay, so they're heading to Copse. They're there heading to Copse. Verstappen went in the middle, but that moment of the race I'll show you in some other kind of analysis that I had to do by myself with a lot of creativity and a lot of work. My God, I had some issues about copyright with the last video, and Formula One management, they didn't like much that I have used It was around 2 minutes of the video in slow motion to show, to understand better, but they didn't like that much, and the video is off now. You cannot access anymore. So I decided not to use it again, anything, because I don't want trouble with Formula One management. I admire their work. It's their videos, their audio, it's all their products, and okay, I cannot use it. Okay, no big deal. But I won't be stuck, so I'm starting to creating some parallel universe in here to be able to do that analysis. Okay, so you will see a bit of Google Earth, Google Maps images, along with some F1 cars mock-ups that I have developed here. And okay, but you may ask, Marcus, is that perfectly scale? It's precision? No, it's not. I try my best. I watch it over and over again, but it's enough to show my point, to show what happened and to understand better that movement. Okay, so let's start with the overtaking, the moment that they take the positions with Hamilton and Verstappen, and later we'll compare it with Lewis and Leclerc to see the difference of that movement. Okay, so here I'll play it. Let's do it. They're heading to Copse. Hamilton is behind Verstappen, and he starts to gain space. Okay, he's coming. Verstappen goes to the middle of the track, right in the middle, and Hamilton follows it and goes to right. Right now he starts to come along and starts to get side by side with Verstappen. Then, can you perceive? I'll make it back a bit here. Look, he come close, and when he starts to close the gap, Verstappen starts to open to left to take the turn. Copse. He's preparing for that. He cannot stay close to the wall, because otherwise he go right straight. He have to open it to be able to get into the apex of the turn. Okay, so he starts to open. In that same moment, Lewis makes use of that space as well. He starts to go left to take his turn. So let's keep going. Verstappen came, Lewis came as well, and so they start the turn. Okay, that's the moment. So realize that you don't see the curves in the right side yet, but in this very moment it was already settled what was about to happen, because the incident, it happened before the curves. It was not on the apex of the turn. No, it didn't happen. It was before. So what happened here? Lewis got the space. Let's come back a bit. When Max opened to the left, and he keeps that space. He kept that space for him. You see? Oh, here let's go. Max go left, Hamilton go left, and that moment he thought, I'll keep that space for myself. He could go right, of course, he could go to the curbs. In matter of fact, I'm not sure how much he could go to the curbs, because if you're in the left side, if he was here, on these curbs here, he would see the apex and he could go right to the right curbs, okay, in the apex. But when you are so close to the wall, it's harder. He went a bit left because Max gave space to that, but I don't believe it was enough to follow right in the curbs. Okay, so I have two opinions here. One thing, he took the space that Max gave when he went left, and he thought, I won't give it back. This space is mine now. He may do whatever he wants to do on left side, but I'll take this line. And I also am not sure how much he could go inside without losing much speed. You know, he also was trying to keep speed. But we also know that he lost speed, because in the moment that Verstappen passed through him and hit the right here tire, in that moment Verstappen was faster than him. Okay, so he lost a bit of energy, of power, or he took off his foot. Something like that happened. So here they turn, and in this moment you see that Verstappen, he has another angle than Hamilton. Oh, sorry, let's go back. Here, Verstappen turned a bit more. So in some point their lines will cross. Verstappen have not realized that. What he thought, in my mind, he was going to do what he did on Brooklands. He went there and closed the door to keep Lewis back. I believe that's what went into his mind, something like that, okay? Now that we see a bit how this happened until now, let's compare it with Hamilton overtaking Leclerc. I'll put them side by side here. Let me find it. Here you go. So we have above it's Hamilton and Verstappen, and down below it's Hamilton versus Leclerc. So let us play it. I'll go slow here. The Hamilton is behind both, okay? Behind both. He starts to close the gap to Leclerc right now, and Leclerc does not move, okay? In this very moment, Verstappen was in the middle of the track and Hamilton following him. But Leclerc, it's here on the left side. He never left this position. So Hamilton starts to get close to him and open to right, went right here. Here's the moment, Hamilton open here. In this very moment you can see how much space Hamilton had in the movement with Verstappen and now with Leclerc. He have lots of space here, okay? There's no excuse now. Not that the first with Verstappen it was some excuse, but he really had a small room to make to go for the turn. But as I said before, I think he made on purpose to keep that space for him. Okay, so let's keep going. Hamilton comes side by side with Leclerc, and in this very moment when Hamilton gets side by side with Leclerc, Leclerc goes to left, touching the curbs on left and preparing to make the turn, and as far away from Hamilton possible. I realized that because he saw Hamilton there, he thought, oh, I'll go outside, he goes inside, and let's try to survive after this movement, okay? That's what I thought here. And they keep going. Hamilton is side by side, a bit in front of Leclerc right now, and they went to the turn, and this very moment, look where Hamilton got. He's already with the tires over the line, aiming for the curbs on the right, on the apex. So two things. I believe that was the best line for him to follow, and he had space now to make a better movement. He was not close to the wall right now, okay? So he could do it. For who thinks he had space to make a better movement with Verstappen, he had space. He had lots of space. That's the truth of it. I don't know, however, how much he would lose of speed if he had tried to make it closer to the wall, closer to the curbs with Verstappen. Okay, I really think he reserved that space for him. I'll keep my place here, and Verstappen saw, no, I'll get my first place back right now. And the thing is, both of them have put everything they got on the table. Oh, here's all I have, and let's see which card you have. It's something like that, it seems to me. So I see no problems about Hamilton versus Leclerc. It's okay, both of them went nice. Later on, Leclerc went off the track a bit, and Hamilton goes in first place. But with Leclerc, with Verstappen and Hamilton, really analyzing now, I don't see guilty from none of them. I see it as a race incident. Really, that's what's clear to me, because they both tried something different to get the first position. They really need that. Verstappen said he was going to take all the 29 points in that weekend, and Hamilton was needing badly to get closer to Verstappen on the championship, and he was in front of his crowd. He wanted to do his best, and that's what happened. Now, analyzing the punishment, the 10 seconds penalty that Hamilton got, I understand the steward's decision about it. I do understand, because there was, if we suppose that it's a race incident, none of them are guilty, or both of them are guilty. I don't mind. There was no effect to punish Verstappen. He was already punished. He was off the race. There's nothing about that. But Hamilton had his part on that movement, on that incident as well, and they believe so. Let's punish, because he got the best of it, right? He got an advantage on the championship, on the race, because of that incident. So I understand that. No big deal. I don't think it was Hamilton's fault, but I understand the 10 seconds penalty. Okay. But there is another thing that I believe must happen in Formula One, and soon. The soon the better, because right in the moment that the incident happened, I believe that the teams, Mercedes, Red Bull, they are really under pressure, under lots of pressure. The pilots, Verstappen, Hamilton, they are really under lots of pressure. But the stewards, they don't need to be under pressure. Makes no sense. So right after the incident, Christian Horner and Toto Wolff, look, Toto Wolff, Christian Horner, to me, they are magnificent. They are legends. What they did with their teams, I respect them a lot. Really. What they have achieved so far, it's something, it's tremendous. They are great professionals. Really. But I don't think they have to start to call the stewards to, oh, there is some rule that's saying something like this. Oh, it cannot be like this. Did you see what Hamilton have done? Oh, Verstappen went first. No, stop that. Let them do their job. Okay? It's just like football. The coach can stay there over the judge. Can't. They will analyze. They have the autonomy to analyze individually. They have it's 3 stewards, if I'm not mistaken here. They talk about that. They have all images, they have information that the teams provide for them, and they can make the best decision over that. I trust them, really. And if something went amiss, the teams can go after it later. Oh, I don't agree with that, so I'm here applying, there's a resource to change this rule, or the rule the regulament were not applied appropriately. Okay, something like that. But right in this very moment, the incident have just happened, and the race directors of each team will stay there talking. If I'm not wrong, Toto Wolff went there physically to talk with them. I don't believe they should do it. Really, let the stewards do their jobs. First of all, let's see what their decision will be. And what they have decided, okay, once everything have cooled down, everyone with the mind calm, analyze the situation, talk about that with them if there is any doubt, and okay, let's move on. Okay, that pressure, I don't believe it's good for the show. Really, I don't believe. But well, again, about Verstappen and Hamilton, also the penalty, I believe the stewards send a message for them. Take care on the next races, because that can't happen again. You can't start beating each other out of the race to win the championship. That will not be tolerated, something like that. And well, for us, I hope they keep fighting and fighting hard, not leading for some incident like that. It was really something bad for Verstappen, dangerous, really dangerous. And no, we don't want to see that. But the fighting, it's necessary, really. It has to happen. They have to be side by side on turns, on apex, and they have to fight all time that it's possible to fight. Just like Ayrton Senna said, if you no longer go for a gap, you are no longer a racing driver, and that's a very true thing on this sport. And if you don't agree with me, no big deal. Go there in comments, give me your opinion. I hope you do not agree with me, because that's what makes the sport even more beautiful. That difference between us, that difference in the analysis, that difference in seeing things that the other didn't notice before. So let's make that talk happen. It's good for the sport, it's good for Formula One, so it's good for us as well. Subscribe the channel, and let's see what will happen this week on the next race, and soon enough I'll have more news for you. See you soon.